This is Peacock.
I love it!
It's streaming your favorite shows, movies, live sports, breaking news, exclusive originals. It's The Office.
That's what she said.
Chrisley Knows Best.
It's gonna be Todd's Way or the Highway.
And Peacock original shows like Punky Brewster.
Holy macanoli.
So whether you're in the mood for every live WWE pay-per-view or every episode of Law & Order SVU, Peacock's got you covered. Peacock. Watch for free, upgrade for more. Stream now at peacocktv.com.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 2,851. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. Montgomery! The men's room. On tap today, we are only one day away, Bicholas, from Red Festival. Here come the bad jokes. The return of Ted versus the FCC. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV time with Ted. Clack. All right, here we go. 33 children get sick at Florida camp named I Really Don't Care to You. Meanwhile, a New York man trying to jumpstart a car sees a rattlesnake in plain view. He was on top of his hood when he popped the damn thing. Nice. Stinky burglar busted because of the stank under his pits. A man doesn't read instructions on car wash, and his car has now called it quits. And bitches, it is time for outdoor drinking. And it's all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, as you peruse the news, London had a bomb scare earlier. This when a man was on the subway tracks and he claimed to have a bomb. Now, the good news is he did not have a bomb, but the threat itself at the time was very real. Meanwhile, there was a bomb scare in Toronto. There was a suspicious bag in a parking lot. Canadian authorities did not find a bomb in the bag, but they did find a bag full of baby raccoons. We do not know why there was a bag of baby raccoons, but at least it wasn't a bomb. False alarm. But suspicious packages, they raised red flags. In fact, a newborn's red and blotchy skin. That was enough of a red flag for authorities to arrest the parents for child abuse. Turns out no one was abusing the kid. The kid has milk allergies. Sometimes it's a false alarm, but sometimes we ignore those things that clearly are alarming. Like the woman who found a bump on her face. She tried to pop the thing. You know what it did? It did exactly what you think it did, Ted. It moved to a different location on her face. Mm-hmm. She still waited 2 weeks to go to a doctor, only to find out there was something living under her skin. Either way, it raises an alarm. So today, this is what we want to talk about. It happens to everyone. Maybe you pulled a smoke alarm when you were in elementary school. We don't know. What was the story behind the alarm?
Be a part of the big show. Call 844-999-OLA. You can like The Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to The Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to The Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
Oh, Bicholas, and away we go. Welcome to show number 2,851. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat as once again, the return of Ted versus the FCC is coming up. Last week, Ted got a win in the win column. We will go for another win today in Ted versus the FCC. What a late night. Oh, my goodness. We did it again, but we pulled off a great rhyme and riddle for today.
You hear it.
Unbelievable.
Best work we've done.
A drunk in charge, Ryan Castle, will come in. We'll kick off the bad jokes right before we drink and toast with the shot of the day. And today we're going to talk about the story behind the alarm. There's all kinds of alarms. In other words, there's an alarm that actually goes off. As a matter of fact, we're going to try to find for you some audio And we go back maybe a few months here in the men's room where we were on the air. And keep in mind, we are in a new facility.
Yeah.
And it's a brand new complex. And we don't really, we've never had a fire drill, I don't believe, since we've been here, if I'm not mistaken.
Did we ever participate in the ones in the other building?
Well, I believe that
I
was
did not.
Was it do we remember if there was an actual alarm at the time? Wasn't there a small fire somewhere in the building?
Yeah.
There was, in fact.
Yeah, a couple floors above us.
Yeah, exactly. And we were on the air, and we did not know what to do because, in the event of, let's say, early on in our radio career, we would have put on Freebird.
Right.
Or whatever the longest song is that we could possibly find, and then go run down and get the hell out of here.
Well, the only reason it was a concern, because I don't generally respond. God, that's a horrible statement to make. I don't generally respond to fire alarms until you really know there's something going on. But they evacuated the floor. We even had someone come back like, hey, man, kind of like we're all leaving, and then like you're locked in here.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that's a little troubling.
So we didn't know what to do. So we just kept pushing on, and then eventually we got the word. But they really did. They evacuated. There were people walking through, kind of sweeping the area. I don't know if they did not care. They just kind of looked in and figured, well, if they're going to just keep going,
we're adults.
Might be the dumbest thing that we've ever done. But either way, we're going to try to find
What are you supposed to do?
We don't know.
You're in the middle of a show,
here's
man.
the thing.
You know what I mean?
In a weird way, it's our job to let you know, and trust us, this is pretty funny if you think about it. It's our job to let you know in the event of an actual emergency.
Look, it is, but not in our building. Sorry,
Right,
they said the fire was above us, because if they were like, for real, it's like on the floor below you or whatever, we're out.
Oh, yeah, we're absolutely out. If we can get down the steps.
We're not talking about that. We're saying we want you to think about the fact that we, in essence, the reason they let us do this, in the worst case scenario, we're supposed to be a source of pertinent information, like a real deal emergency. Right? And we all pray to God that doesn't happen, mostly because I don't want to have to be responsible for doing that.
And we were back there in the office, and I started saying, I said, look, man, we know what we're supposed to do. There's actually even an emergency response team that we have. And in the event of an emergency...
hope they're not in Los Angeles at the time it happens.
What happens is that we have a group, we have a team that gets together, and they are immediate first responders. And no matter what happens, if it's 2:00 in the morning, if it's whenever it is, we're required to get to the radio station.
You're one of them, aren't you?
Yeah, and you go on and you give reports.
And listen, I love you, man, but
boobs. God, I'm going to go by.
I got to pick,
I'm going to go by Boobs McGee.
I'll be,
you know what I mean? Like just to lighten the mood. Hey, we got an earthquake. I'm Boobs McGee. The guy who says Boobs McGee is going to give you.
We have been confirmed by Boobs McGee.
Exactly. Boobs says run like hell. But either way, we got to come in here. We got to, and we got
you do.
Yeah, we got to. Well, yeah, and so
I'm off.
So, but we're talking about the EAS test.
Yeah.
And, there's a point where we were in the infancy of our careers. We're trained to operate this stuff. And you look at this box and.
But we paid attention to the protocol back then.
Yeah, well, you have to. Because in the event of an emergency, and then you run the tests and you do all those things that you hear when they say this is a test, this is not an emergency, but in the event of one, blah, 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 blah. So I've never pressed that button.
That's horrible for us to say.
I've never pressed
in the event of emergency, blah, 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 blah.
No, but then, I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. I've never hit that button other than a test. So
right. Well, no, but I mean, nobody has.
Au contraire. See, we were on the air during 9/11. Okay, that's kind of a big deal because there was a plane that was headed, you see, to the Pentagon.
Right,
and we were in that airspace, so no one knew where that. They knew the general direction of the plane. But in essence, they did not know what the target was. Okay?
Right.
So, and guess what? There's a second one. All right. Unfortunately, for the second one, and the passengers on that one, that right. we know how that ended. But with the one that hit the Pentagon, that was over our airspace. We didn't hit the button. There were tornadoes that went through at different times. We never hit the button that killed people in College Park.
Right.
So we just kind of speculated that nobody here
has ever hit the button.
Had ever
just
hit
like
the
you
button.
said.
That's what I said, right? Nobody's ever actually
hit
the
button.
No, but
because we've been there when it seemed like, man, I'm waiting for them to tell us to hit the button because it seems awfully bad.
Yeah.
They never. But then, lo and behold, Robin says, "Well, I've hit the button. You've hit the button twice.
How many times have you hit the button?
We've never hit the button." And you were like, "Oh, I've done it."
Yeah.
It was for a tornado that was back east, and then I'm trying to think.
Were you nervous?
I mean, only because it's a timing thing, you know? You want to make sure you get that right, but beyond that...
Yeah, you don't want people to die.
Right, exactly.
You want to get that time.
Sure, and then...
Oh, this is bad.
I'm trying to remember if
I want you to think about what she's saying.
I know, I'm trying to remember if we did one for wildfire evacuations, and not
I
because
hope
I
you
think
did.
we forgot.
Oh, damn! Did we do that? Did people burn up?
No.
Because you did not warn them.
No. It's just when I was still living in Oregon. This was 4 or 5 years ago or something. Now they actually had some wildfires come really close to the town I was living in, and they started evacuating kind of the outer edges, the neighborhoods that were sort of on the edge.
Oregon had horrible wildfires.
It was really bad, and I just can't remember if we actually had to set it off or if we ended up just doing news reports.
I just don't remember.
I know.
It seemed like they should have left.
Maybe.
Did we send that?
Watered your lawn.
But damn. Yeah, I've never hit it in my life.
I have no idea.
Ever.
So there's that kind of alarm. And then there's the kind of alarm where, maybe you have a bump on your penis and you go to the doctor. You know what I mean?
Instantly.
Immediately, because something ain't right. There's a sign.
It wasn't there last night.
There's something that says, kind of like our red alert, that alerts you to the fact that, hey, look, good things or bad things are going to happen. Hawaii. We remember what happened in Hawaii. The citizens of Hawaii woke up one morning and the nuclear attack alarm went off.
Alarm, not drill.
The one that comes up on your phone and all that stuff and flashes on the television. They were under the understanding that nuclear warheads were on the way.
Right.
They were en route to, and in the event that it might be there in 10 to 15 minutes, whatever the deal is, you're calling loved ones. You think
all this stuff.
You don't know what the target is.
Telling people the truth. And then, guess what? Turns out an emergency, things just got awkward.
So our question, what was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, gotta take you guys back a few years to 1990.
Wait, hang on. Wait, hold on. We have to go back in time, Miles.
I gotta click this.
I need you to fire the phone. So, wait, don't start your story.
Okay.
So we're going
90, all right.
back in time to the 1990s. You have to start talking.
This is where you come in.
Okay.
Yeah, you come in.
So, was on a warship, U.S. Navy, in the northern Red Sea during Desert Storm. And, of course, one of our biggest fears at that point was chemical attack. And every warship has what they call a sniffer. It sniffs the air looking for chemicals if there was an attack. So,
I thought it was a pervert.
I was going to say,
hey, you said, soon as she sat up, I sniffed her seat.
Well, there were people that tried that. It didn't work.
All right.
But here we are in the middle of a normal work day, and suddenly that alarm goes off. And people scattered like roaches when the lights come on, heading for where they needed to be, getting gas masks on. It was a really crazy scene for a few minutes.
Did it only happen the one time?
It only happened the one time, and the reason that it happened the one time, because there was some flippin' idiot up there illegally painting his own stuff with a can of spray paint too close to the flippin' sniffer.
Oh, man. Did you guys get to beat his ass?
Well, we didn't, but let's just say he got to stand in front of the CO, the commanding officer, and explain why he was doing it.
All right, well, let me ask you this, man. From the time the alarm goes off, and I get the mad scramble to get the gas mask, that'd be top priority, right? But how long does this go on before you guys get the all clear and figure out what the problem is?
Well, it depends on whether or not the sniffer resets. They give it a short amount of time, reset it, and turn it back on. If it goes back on, then they stay until they can prove it's nothing there. And they thought it was nothing, they just had to prove it. So in this case, it was only about 3 or 4 minutes, and they gave the all clear, and all was good.
Yeah, but 3 or 4 minutes is a long time if you're also considering the alternative, because at that point, you don't know.
Absolutely. And, at that point, because of the situation and the possibilities, everybody was already carrying their gas mask with them. So we were all masked up in a matter of, 30 seconds tops. But it's still enough to make you stay in your shorts if you don't know what's going on in the middle of that scenario.
Now, let me ask you a question. Based on what you thought, the weapons, what would have happened? Like, what would have been the chemical weapons that that you were, what do you think they were going to fire at you if they had that? Like, what kind of chemical is it?
Do your eyeballs explode? Right, do you suffocate?
Do you burn? I mean, what is it?
Well, they were known to have several different things, including nerve agents, which could kill you on contact. They were known to have blister agents, which would really just mess
Her
with
name
your
is
skin and your
Sheila.
eyes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They were known to have, what's the other one? I can't think of the third one. But, again, most of the stuff would kill you in short order.
All right.
So
that's comforting.
That is. All right. Okay. Let me ask you this now. Okay. So different kind of warfare. I don't think it's chemical, but since you know all this stuff, what do you hypothesize about what happened in Cuba? What has happened to some agents in Russia? Where they just get really sick and there's no explanation for it, and they kind of get vertigo. And is that sound? Is that chemical? What do you think that is?
Well, there were two of them that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one was a guy that was supposedly an ex-Russian spy, and they actually did slip him a radiological Mickey, so to speak. He swallowed it without knowing that he had it, just a little tiny piece, and it killed him with radiation from the inside. Then the more recent one, I think, happened in Britain to a gentleman and his daughter.
No, it did, yeah.
And they were actually able to prove that was a nerve agent that they managed to get on them, and I don't recall exactly how they got it on them. They got them to the hospital in time to stop it, but there was a lot of damage already done, and I don't recall what ended up happening, whether they died or not.
I know the daughter. The daughter made it, but I don't know if the guy did.
That is, look, man, that's gangster.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You can have the guys with the gun, all this stuff
it sounds like
that's just crazy.
That's a movie kind of
but
stuff.
they're good at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, right? Wasn't that?
Russia's like, look, man, if we got you'll know if they have a problem with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, they're not after me. Then they don't have a problem with you.
It's them and like the woman in the Lifetime movie. Like, you're slowly.
Those are your two biggest.
It really is, man.
More than likely, these people are going to kill you.
It's like coolant. You know what I mean? Like radiator.
It's just dangerous. Like, it's crazy now. Like, remember the guy in the airport that got stabbed?
Korean dude?
Yeah, with the syringe by the two girls.
But they didn't even know what
they thought they were
Kim Jong-un's uncle.
Yeah.
Because they thought they were on like a reality show.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're going along with it. And then the guy just died.
Right, man.
I mean, at least back in like the olden days, you just like, I'm the king. Try this chicken first.
Back in my day.
Yeah, exactly.
The olden days.
Why does it have to? It is very Hollywood now, isn't it?
It is. But, who do you think inspired who?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if Hollywood had a great idea, and you're like, God damn, man,
you're right,
I would do it.
Hollywood hasn't had a good idea in a long time, so it definitely wasn't them.
It's all the secret alphabet boys that have been doing this stuff for years, and then it just leaked out.
Yeah, they're probably laughing. We've been doing it for 80 years.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
I'm not saying we poisoned Einstein, but he was 17. Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So the alarm for me was back when I was going to school in the South Sound out there. I had gotten a microwave that was the light on the timer had gone out. And I meant to set something for 2 minutes, but it was real late and I was real tired. And I think I set it for like 20. So then eventually you get a bunch of smoke coming out of the microwave and then people running out in their underwear and all the weed smoke flowing out of the doors that fly open, and it was kind of hilarious. So,
just based on the fact that you left it in the microwave and forgot it.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty tremendous. Because the thing about look,
the smoke alarms are sensitive.
I have been guilty. I have done the frozen pizza in the oven at midnight.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You sit down for a minute, and you're right. You might doze off for a minute, and then you have the burnt hockey. Black puck in the middle.
I've done it too.
We've all done it because none of us dozed off for a minute.
Right, exactly. But,
right. I like
this is microwave time. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a time machine.
25 minutes is. It's not that it's not.
It's like dog years.
Yeah.
Right. So like
now you're talking 2 minutes.
1 minute in the microwave.
You can't wait 2 minutes. Like, see, because I always thought, like, I could have put the pizza in the microwave, you're right. And it would have been worse, could have been all chewy, and it would have been
Which
good.
I hate, yeah.
It would have been crunchy, but it would still be tolerable. And if I could,
it would only take 2 minutes.
It's an option. I could do it, but I chose to do it the other way, and because of that, but you couldn't even wait 2 minutes.
Right. In 2 minutes, you were asleep.
Yeah.
Dude, I've done it with chicken fingers, too. The next morning, they look like charcoal briquettes.
But no alarm went off?
Rock
See,
hard.
I always set off the
Then
alarm.
check out.
No, the chicken
your
fingers.
smoke detector works.
The
man.
chicken fingers were all right because that time I only dozed off for like 30, 40 minutes on the couch.
That's all.
But my old place, I left a pizza in there and I woke up. No alarm had gone off. And I mean, it looked like a movie. Like the whole place was full of smoke.
What color? Like black or white smoke?
Like black, right? And the alarm,
Your alarm
I'm like, how
never-
is the smoke, right? If I cook some sausages in there,
Right,
the
it'll
smoke
go
alarm
through
goes
the-
off.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, how is this alarm not going? I mean, and you wake up and it was gross.
Yeah.
I moved out like a couple weeks later.
Here's a question, and I can't
Still disturbs me that alarm never went off.
I can't think of what food can you leave in the microwave the longest. Right? It said 20.
Anything's
A whole chicken?
No.
Is there anything that you can put in the microwave for 20 minutes, like on high, not defrost? I'm saying just put it in there for high, and
There's nothing
it
that
doesn't
there's
explode.
nothing
Is there
needs,
anything that
no,
we
because
eat?
there's nothing that needs to be cooked that much, that high, that hot, that long in like a microwave.
What
is
if
like,
it's a turkey? Right?
That's what I'm saying, like a turkey.
I get a 5-pound turkey.
Oh, that sounds awful. Microwave
It's not going to taste good.
It's Thanksgiving. We're having turkey.
Microwave.
Jenny microwaves the best turkey. And she makes a casserole.
How long would you leave your turkey? That's what I'm saying.
Man. No,
How long?
I would guess.
What would you cover?
I mean, I
guess-
think potatoes are the things I've cooked the longest in a microwave, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'd put it in there for maybe. Okay, here's what I do.
You're doing a Thanksgiving
here's what I do.
microwave
Here's what I
turkey.
do. I'm going to microwave that bad boy for 8 minutes. All right, and then I'm going to stop for a minute. All right, and I'm going to then this because this I think it's better to go under and check than to go over.
Sure.
And then I'm going to look at it and I'm going to determine how many more additional minutes it needs to go for.
What are you going to put it on to try to keep it moist? Because, man, moisture's at a premium. This is going to be a leathery...
You're microwaving turkey.
I know.
Are you going to take the time to, put a brine in it the night before?
Probably.
Yes. I doubt
you
that.
have to.
No, you have to,
You're
man.
microwaving a turkey.
We know,
though,
but it's
man.
the only... It's like
You've already given up
It's
on
only
making it taste good.
It's only moisture you got.
This is the only thing you'll have.
Unless you fill the
to
cavity
make
with
it-
some, like wet onions or something. I don't know.
Something,
Yeah,
man.
you'd have to do.
That thing's going to blow up.
I want to try a microwave turkey, man. Yeah, raw to cooked microwave. Come on. We got to try it.
What was I'd rather do a deep fried turkey.
Let's
we
do
should
it
try
here.
that.
No, let's do it here.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA. More of your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Toronto police say officers went to the Malvern Town Center on Thursday morning to investigate a bomb threat. No bomb was found, but the bag did contain young raccoons in the parking lot. 2 of the raccoons were dead. The third was in a life-threatening condition. The animals were handed over to the city's Animal Services Department. But yes, somehow a bag of raccoons ended up causing a bomb threat in Toronto. Our question, what was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
We have a couple of comments here. First, regarding the microwave, and then to the actual question. But as far as the microwave goes, we were laughing about the idea of a microwave turkey for Thanksgiving. I just think your guest might be disappointed. It says turkey is one of the original marketing points for microwaves when they came out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
I can picture it, probably like a family sitting around, mom's holding a turkey, and there it is. It says, I microwave artichokes for about 30 minutes. Frozen Stouffer's lasagna goes in for 30 minutes or more, and the frozen pot roast from Costco is in for about 20 minutes in the microwave.
Oh, my.
All right. I guess I
was
feel
like,
like,
dude, there's not a lot of stuff that goes in that long in the microwave.
but I still have to. I think Miles said this earlier, or you said no defrost. I'm still wondering, is that 20 minutes on high?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, let us know. 20 minutes on high, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right. Hello, Cody. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so this is about 9 or 10 years ago. I was 13, 14 years old, and me and a group of buddies were a couple of troublemakers, and we all kind of lived in like a mile radius, but like right in the middle of where we all lived, there was this new neighborhood getting put up, and they had model homes there too. And so us liking to, sneak out and egg cars and set up traffic cones in the middle of roads, doing dumb stuff like kids do.
You put traffic cones in the middle of roads.
Yeah, so it works out perfect. You put traffic cones in the middle of the road, people get out of their car and stop, and you egg them.
Oh, wow. I mean, you actually egg people as they get out of the car. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, like I said, we used to be troublemakers.
Okay, understood.
But anyway, so these model homes, one day, we didn't even know why we wanted to do it. But we're like, let's go, check them out. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and the back sliding door of one of them just happened to be slightly cracked, so we're kind of walking around in there, and we didn't realize, when they said model homes, they had, brand new flat-screen TVs, brand new, Apple computers, everything like that. And we had no intentions of, taking anything, and then
sure you didn't.
It's suddenly we're all kind of in different rooms, and suddenly we hear, a little bit of a thud, and my buddy rips the 45, 50-inch flat-screen TV off the wall.
Oh, no.
And we're all like, okay, what the hell do we do? Blah, blah, blah. And then my buddy opens the inside garage door to go out into the garage. And next thing you know, it sounds like all hell breaks loose. Pearl Harbor's going off, and it's just alarm sounding to the max. And we all just look at each other with that pale white face, we just saw a ghost.
Yeah, it never happened to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just started running for our lives. It turns out that one of our other buddies' moms works in the neighborhood, selling the homes, and she knew about the situation, didn't know it was us, of course, but knew about the situation. And the second we walked in the house, a 5-minute silent alarm goes off. So it had nothing to do with the doors, but the silent alarm's going off. And then after 5 minutes, the loud alarm starts going off. So we're running down the road, and next thing you know, we hear cop sirens and everything like that. I turn around, and my buddy is still carrying this 50-inch TV running down the road.
He really wanted that television.
God damn, man.
He really wanted that television.
And you know what's crazy? And back then it was probably very expensive, and now they're just so cheap.
Right, exactly.
So much more affordable.
Oh, yeah, 10 years ago, I think it was probably $2,000.
Right, exactly.
And it probably weighed about 40 pounds more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how he probably carried it for a mile. He took it home. I don't know. I mean, like I said, we were 14 years old. I don't know how he.
How was he? Did he have a plan to explain to his parents where he got a $2,000 goddamn TV in his room?
Got it from a buddy.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. You come home.
You don't have a buddy that nice, man. How stupid? Come on.
I remember one time we did the same situation, and we acquired a surfboard. My buddy was like, "Here, have it." I was like, "Okay."
But that's a surfboard, man. I don't think my kid would steal a surfboard. I do believe my kid would steal a TV. Not because I think they're thieves, but if they're going to explain away that a buddy gave it to him, the $2,000 TV or the surfboard that obviously his buddy replaced with the newer surfboard.
Sure. And I don't know if remember, you need a notion.
And if somebody gives you something that high in value, it's probably stolen.
Right, exactly.
Well, exactly. I come home with the surfboard one time, and my mom says, "Where'd you get that?" And I just froze, and I was like, I found it. And she just looked at me and she goes, "You take that the hell back right now." And I was like, "Oh, God."
You were a juvenile delinquent.
In sorts, yes.
Yeah, you were, man. A couple comments came in that said, "Hey, I used to put the cone in the road too, but I wasn't so much of a D that I egged the guy." That was repeated more than once. There were a lot of cone kids. Most of them did not egg
They went
you.
next level.
Right.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA. Hold the line where your call's coming up here in seconds.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.